We did $4,500 worth of damage to this Lambo, and the possum lived. So here's another good Alabama story for you. So, with my friend Charlie, riding around in, I couldn't tell you what town, Alabama. 2-lane roads, riding around in a Lamborghini Aventador, right? Like I always have to check my grammar on my Lambo names. Anyway, insert black Lamborghini here. We're riding around. Of all cars in the world, to be looking at old cars in rural Alabama, of course a Lamborghini is the car of choice to be riding around in. So we're riding around in this 2-horse wagon of an Italian sports car. And he knew where some cars were a guy had. He was a collector. And he said, he's got a lot of cars. And I said, well, hey, I like cars. Maybe I'll sell a few. He said, yeah, I heard he's trying to sell a few. Even better. So we pull up to an antique store. Well, the front is an antique store. And you pull up and it's got the windows all painted up. And it's like an older brick building. And you walk in the door, you'll notice the windows are actually painted black on the back sides. And the building is full of cars. Impalas, Corvettes, Camaros, a little bit of everything. There's a few street rods mixed in, a couple C10 trucks, just a kind of a hodgepodge of different things. And all the cars were good cars, but they weren't perfect. They needed a little tinkering, things like that. They've been sitting for a little while. He had a couple really nice low-mile Aero Coupes, a Grand Prix, and a Monte Carlo. We ended up buying both of those. So we walk into this one building, and he cuts the lights on, and I'm just like, hell yeah, in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. So he goes, so what strikes your fancy? I said, hell, all of them. So I bought 15 cars from this guy. He said, man, you hadn't seen anything yet. I already told him, like these 15, like we were writing them down. Actually, I didn't even have a piece of paper to write them down at first. So I was taking my phone and I was taking pictures of the cars, of the ones that I was interested in. And literally almost every car in that building, I took a picture of. And then he said, well, man, that ain't nothing. He said, we'll ride down to my next building. I got more cars in there. I'm like, heck yeah. So I fall into this piece of shit and we follow him. And he's driving this really nice Ford truck, like a 78 Ford truck. And the thing is, you see 78 Ford trucks often. I mean, they're not that rare. But a 78 short wheelbase, chocolate brown with orange disco stripes. It's just clean as a pin, like a super nice little truck. And he's just driving around, and we ride about 10 minutes down the road, hit a possum, and the funniest part of this is hitting the possum. We did $4,500 worth of damage to this Lambo, and the possum lived. Following this nice Ford truck, we go to the next building. While Charlie's in there crying over his Lambo, we're in there looking at cars. I'm over here taking pictures. That one was in a movie. Nick Nolte rode in the back of it. Just taking pictures. Selfie. So he goes, I got some more cars back at the house. I got a building behind my house. Hell, follow me over there. It's about 20 minutes down the road. So we get back in the Lambo. Charles, man, that's a good looking Ford truck he's got. I'm like, you're just noticing this? And he goes, yeah, I asked him in there. I told him, I said, that's a good looking Ford. I told him it was a good looking Ford truck he got. He goes, yeah. He said, his cousin bought it new. And I said, I guarantee you, loving her money won't buy that thing. I'm not even going to ask. I have learned in this business, when somebody tells you, yeah, my cousin or insert family member here bought it new, generally those aren't the ones for sale. Well, Charlie don't care about that. So we get to the guy's house and we look at a couple Corvettes, and he had a really, really nice C28 Camaro, 69 C28 Camaro. Had a 302. I mean, just a super cool car. And we looked at it, Daytona yellow, and we checked it all out, and I'm over salivating about this Camaro. And he goes, well, you boys just get your little list together, and I reckon I'll think up some prices on these things. How about that old Ford truck? He said, I'll sell it. So we get back to Charlie's house and just going through my pictures and writing down each one. 68 Corvette, 69 Corvette, 56 Chevrolet, 68 Camaro, 69 Camaro, 69 Camaro with orange stripes, 69 Camaro this, 93 Corvette with 10,000 miles on it, a 40th anniversary Corvette, 10,000 mile studded wind sticker in it. Just do. Aero Coupes, Grand Prix and Monte, 28,000 miles each on them. Just gorgeous cars. And the thing that was cool is all these cars this man had, he had a guy that worked for him full time, and all he did was start cars. And he had a piece of masking tape at the top of the windshield, and he wrote the date it was started. So all these cars had a little piece of masking tape at the top of the windshield. So we ended up getting 15 total cars bought. We actually agreed on the price and got bought. And that Ford truck happened to be in that batch. So naturally, getting transport out to where these cars are. Keep in mind, these are 2-lane roads, trees overhanging, so you can't send like a 9-car in. A 3-car wedge is going to be a push. But if you got a good driver, you can make it work. And I already had a handful of them already sold before I even left Alabama, just out of pictures and descriptions, sold to people that I know that are into these niche cars or whatever. So I get back to Greenville and I start thinking, what do I want first? So I tell these 3 cars, I said, send that little Ford truck up here. I said, you guys hadn't seen a Ford truck. I was telling the guys at the warehouse, I said, you haven't seen a Ford truck this nice. I said, this thing is brand hammer new. Brown inside, got shag carpet in it. 78 Ford truck. 302 automatic air short bed, immaculate. And I said, guy's cousin bought it brand new. Assuming he passed away and left it to him. One owner, all original paperwork, original Alabama title, everything. And it comes in, and it was everything I said it was. Everybody's just oohing and awing over it. And my driver, Nate, came in, and he goes, I thought you said his cousin died. And I said, I assume his cousin died. Obviously, his cousin left it to him. His cousin didn't die. He said, hell, I pull up. Man comes out. And he said, man, that's a good-looking Ford truck. He said, yes, my cousin bought it new. He said, man, I'm sorry to hear about your cousin, sir. And he says, he ain't dead. I said, he's not. He goes, no. He goes, he didn't tell you this. He said, no. He goes, oh, now I got a story for you. I said, oh, really? So we're sitting there in my office. Nate's just spilling the beans. His cousin bought that truck brand new in 1978. It was his pride and joy. His cousin was in his mid-40s in 1978. Never been married, no kids. He worked 2 miles from home. So short little commutes. Truck went in the garage every night. It's his pride and joy. Got washed once a week. Got waxed twice a year. One of them deals. Actually, when you open the glove box, there was a little notebook, like a little spiral-bound notebook with all the oil changes, filter changes. This was done. Shocks was done. This was done. Truck didn't have 78,000 miles on it. All this stuff, handwritten, these little notes and receipts for batteries and whatnot. He's telling me a story. I'm like, well, what happened to the damn cousin? How the hell did he get it? He goes, man, and he just keeps going on. I'm like, spill it. You know what happened? Well, his cousin, he says, he's never been married before. This truck was his pride and joy, yada, yada, yada. He goes, well, he met this girl down at the diner, and they got married. And she was a little bit younger than he was. Well, they got, like I said, got married, and he said he loved that girl to death. Well, she got bored with him pretty quick. Started messing around. He found out about it, and he just couldn't stand it. So he came home and shot her dead. Actually, he attempted to strangle her first. She got loose, then he shot her. He called the police. He turned himself in, and he was sitting in your brown Ford truck when they picked him up in his driveway. He was sitting in the truck listening to the radio, calm as a cucumber, and he's serving the rest of his life in prison. Let me introduce you to the Lady Killer F-100. That truck was online for 4 hours, literally 4 hours. And the joke was, the previous owner's not getting out anytime soon, but his little Ford truck's already left the building. Oh, the things we run into at the RUC. The story did help sell the car a little bit, maybe. I mean, it's a nice Ford truck. But the thing that was cool is, like that notebook, that guy's a murderer. I mean, I was starting to, let's put all this back. But definitely a cool ride. And the thing was even crazier. I don't know if his cassette was in there or not, but there was a cassette tape in it of love songs in the tape player. So I don't know if the guy I bought it from got it or cuz left that in there, but I let the new owner have that too.